What do you get when you take a Massachusetts comedian,
Drink as much as you can, drink as fast as you can, have some fun.
a Massachusetts politician,
And I approve this message.
add 1 part sports, 1 part politics, and a healthy dose of unsubstantiated opinion? Sponsored by Weymouth Bank and Plymouth Rock Financial Partners. Here's Steve Sweeney and Joe Malone.
Welcome to Sweeney and Malone. Joe Malone here with my radio mate, Steve Sweeney.
Yeah,
and we got Margot on the camera.
Margot's on the camera,
yeah,
but listen, Joe, the home audience can't see Margot, so let's start to do this like there's a home audience,
that's
the
a good
TV
point.
audience,
That's
and a
a
radio
good point.
audience.
That's
No
a
one
good
knows
point.
Margot; she's behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's like Letterman introducing the camera people. What I want to know is why will no one come into this studio? We got a chef coming in, calling in with no food.
Yeah.
We got Phil from New York.
Yeah.
He's calling, and we don't mind
Yeah,
Phil. That's a good
no,
excuse.
He's a good man. Yeah.
The
We got
CIA.
CIA guy. Yeah,
Now,
that's
he
a good
might
man.
be here and be invisible.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know who I'm excited about is Steve Nelson, you betcha, from
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Nelly. Yeah, Nelly.
Yeah, the land of 19
Yeah.
lakes.
He's going to talk Patriots.
Patriots and the whole NFL.
Yeah.
Ryan is on the board.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan took the week off last week to go to a freaking concert.
That's all right. Hey,
No, it's
you know
not
what?
all right.
I mean, geez,
Ryan?
he's a young guy. He probably had a social event that he was looking
No,
forward
he
to.
he was at some stupid concert.
That's between him and the legend. If the legend wants to back him up and give him some
the
room to have a
production-
good time. Hey, by the way, Jim Hall's on the line.
Jim Hall is on the line?
Jim, Joe Malone.
Yeah, hi, Joe. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. How you doing? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas
Oh,
to you
you
guys.
wanna introduce
and,
Jim
kudos
Hall?
to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a pleasure to listen to Sweeney and Malone. They are
you.
Why
you
don't
guys
you-
are the best.
Are you
Thank
going
you.
to introduce Jim Hall?
Yeah,
We'll give
well,
him an
Jim is a
introduction.
fixture at WATD. He has done a number of different shows. And Jim, say hello to our audience and
Jim.
tell them what you're up to these days.
Well, wait a minute. What are you wearing right now, Jim?
I'm in pajamas, Steve.
You're in your jammies because this is television.
yeah, but he's calling in.
Well,
And
I have the perfect face for radio.
Well, listen.
And I'm here with my dog, and I'm in my jammies.
sounds like you've been
Jim, do you have
tipping.
do you have a favorite?
He's been tipping the eggnog, Jim. But listen, this is television, and the television audience can see
Yeah.
how great I look.
Yeah.
I got my tuxedo.
Yeah, you're
my-
looking very Irish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jim, have you been tipping the eggnog tonight?
Absolutely. Eggnog is one of my favorite treats for this time of the year. But I'm more interested in what's this guy that calls in all the time from New York here, and
Phil.
I just want to know how are the Giants doing? How are the Jets doing
Oh,
this
the
year?
Jets doing. Let's not forget the Knicks,
Oh,
the
geez,
Rangers,
yeah.
the Mets, the Yankees.
Yeah, no, it's a sorry state of affairs in the sports world of the New Yorkers. Hey, Jim, do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Oh, absolutely. Something by Elvis.
Oh, yeah. Well, a Blue
Joe,
Christmas,
Joe,
of course.
you must have, could you lead us into
All have a
little bit of Elvis?
Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas maybe or
without
something?
you, right? I'll be so blue. There we go. To the break. Jimmy Hall, thank you. Merry Christmas,
Thank you,
brother.
Jim.
All right, God bless, guys.
Thank you.
You
Stay
guys
out of
are
the
wonderful.
traffic.
I love you. God bless.
We're going to have
Merry
traffic,
Christmas.
then we're going to be back with our first guest, and I don't know who the hell it is.
Phil from New York.
All right.
Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Wah, wah, wah. Come on, Stevie.
All right, listen, enough.
Phil from New York.
Is Phil there?
I am.
Hey,
Phil, listen. Phil,
I'm
Steve
right here,
Swe-
my friend.
This must be a blue Christmas with you because whether you're a Giants fan or a Jets fan or a Knicks fan, it's
a Rangers fan,
Oh,
a Mets
my
fan, a
God.
Yankees fan.
wow.
Hey, let me tell you, we got a glimmer of hope with one of the best players in the league, the Rookie of the Year, Odell Beckham.
Listen to me. That was
That guy is amazing. You see some of the
yeah,
catches
that was an
guy
amazing
makes?
catch.
Yeah.
Phil,
Yeah.
I would like to play back something you said in week 3. The Patriots are done. They have an aging quarterback. They have turned it around. Their defense is playing great. They just took your New York Jets. Phil, time for you to eat a little bit of crow.
I think that's right, Phil. He laughs.
Now listen, this is their year. They got home field advantage,
That's
the
right.
Pats.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Denver
Plus,
got
the Giants
croaked
are out
last
of it.
night.
Next
I
year,
know.
the Giants will be back. If the Patriots don't do it this year, they got to watch out for the G-men.
Well,
You know what happens in the big games when the Pats and the Giants get together.
I don't see the Giants doing anything.
Question number one: will Coach Coughlin survive this horrendous year as Giants?
Yes, he
coach?
will.
Okay.
You know why he will?
What?
Because they have a new offensive coordinator this year. And usually, when you change coaches, you got to change the offensive coordinator. They're not going to promote this guy to coach. So here's prediction number one: Coughlin stays.
Will their quarterback Eli Manning be released?
Well, Eli Manning
Not even
be
traded, released.
The guy is rejuvenated now that he has one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver
What is their
in
record,
the league.
Phil?
Yeah, Phil,
He's going to have huge numbers in next year.
Phil, what is their record?
He's great.
What
I
is
tell
their
you,
record? What is
Beckham
the Giants'
not
record,
to be
Phil?
believed. You
What-
got to watch him.
Okay.
Phil, what is the Giants' record?
In the last two games, I think they're.
Oh,
2-0.
will you stop it, Jesus?
He's spinning.
Oh,
He's
season,
spinning.
I'm
What are they,
sorry,
4-12 or something? And
6-9.
forget about
They're
it.
coming on. They're coming on
Oh,
like
my
gangbusters.
God.
All right,
here.
so the Giants.
You know, I've lost respect for you, Phil. I always look at reality. I don't look at, I don't fantasize.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
That game with the Jets this past weekend was a pretty close game.
It certainly was. And thank God for Vince Wilfork. They did find a way to win. The offense, I was expecting a gritty game. However, the defense is getting better each game. In the red zone, the Patriots give up a lot of yardage, but they have not given up many points at all. Have you seen how many points they've given up in the last five
the
games?
defense has been a rock.
It's been a
okay?
rock.
Yeah.
It's been a freaking rock.
Yeah.
And you know who has
There's an
not been a
expression
rock?
I've used in the past, which you may have heard. They bend, but they don't break.
Nice.
And
nice.
you use that at Scores Strip Club.
Oh,
they bend,
geez.
but they do not break.
my
Right,
God.
Phil?
I've used that before in different locations.
The
Absolutely.
views expressed by Sweeney and Phil from New York are not those of WATD or me, Joe Malone.
All right, listen, Phil.
Yeah.
The gun to your head.
Yes.
Okay. Can the Packers beat Seattle?
Possible, but I think unlikely.
Unlikely, yes. Because Seattle may have their record is not that great, so I'm not sure if they'll have home field. I think if Green Bay has home field, I'll take Green Bay.
I agree with that. If
I
Seattle,
don't know. Seattle is. I tell you, I'd love to see a New England Seattle Super Bowl.
Well,
I wouldn't mind New England, Seattle, New England Packers, or New England Cowboys.
You know what I would hate to see? A New England Carolina Panther Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. Or the Montreal Alouettes. It would be two different leagues, and I think it would cheapen the Super Bowl.
Let me tell you something. I'm afraid of Seattle. That defense is tremendous.
Now, how about Denver? You're not afraid of them
No,
in the
Denver
in the
lost
AFC
last night
Championship, are you?
They lost to the Bengals last night. They did not have it.
Brady, not Brady, Manning in the cold and wet weather is no good, huh?
He threw 4 interceptions last night, Phil.
I know. It's a sad thing. Oh, he's having a good year, but, it's sad to see a guy grow old like that.
Who's your MVP for the league?
My MVP, I think you got to go with Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, everybody says that.
God, you see the stats? It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess
Except for
so.
2 games ago when he was on LSD. He went for
Buffalo.
eight for
What the
40
hell
or
against
something.
Buffalo?
He's
What
not
the
a good.
hell was that all about?
You know what? If you look at his record on the road, Phil, he's not that great on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's on LSD.
Phil, did you complete all your Christmas shopping?
Absolutely.
Good.
And my gift is on its way.
Sweeney,
Yeah.
you're going to get something that you will never forget.
Will it
No,
be ticking?
in fact,
Will it be
our sources said you were seen coming out of the dollar store today, and you
Yes.
said, I got Sweeney's
yeah.
gift.
No, he's going to send me something, and it's going to be ticking. Believe
Now,
me.
we've got problems thinking of ticking down here in New York.
Oh, my
Big
God.
divisive community. Have you been reading about
Listen,
what's
Well,
happening?
you were never a fan of this mayor, right?
Oh, Comrade de Blasio.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is
my
this
God.
man thinking about?
Awful.
He's just we all argue whatever, but all of us are kind of blue collar guys, and we all know police officers, and we grew up with guys that become that. And
Sure.
this guy is just, And the Reverend Al. Come on, give me a break.
Give me a break. This guy owes the federal government millions of dollars in back taxes.
I know. Isn't that sickening?
He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's a phony.
I'll never forget that Tawana Brawley case.
Yeah, come on. And then Obama and de Blasio are letting this guy sit at the seat of power in the government here. It's crazy.
Well, how did he get elected, de Blasio?
Well, over the years, there's been this, growing divide amongst the classes here in New York, and it was all that populist rhetoric that just got people.
There's a video out there of certain protesters saying, what do we want? Dead cops.
Oh, crazy, horrible. And then for the first time, this is something I've never seen before. Yeah. When he goes to the hospital, you may have read about this. The cops, as they see him come in, they turn their back on him.
Yeah. It's the ultimate show of disrespect to the person who's supposed to be their leader, and they're worthy of giving him that disrespect. These guys.
I don't have my back turned to the radio right now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Phil?
that.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
We've had our differences, but Joe always says, let him go on. I say, no, not until he delivers the lobster, which you owed me because the Patriots beat out the Giants, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Didn't he promise me a lobster?
Oh, he made lots of promises.
He promised me a gift certificate for Scores in New York, the strip joint.
$101 bills also.
There were so many promises made, Phil. I feel so sad.
Phil, you were going to take us.
When you come down here, it'll all be made up to you.
Hey, now listen, in the NFC, what about Dallas? You think they can do anything?
Dallas is surprising. I thought they lost. I forget who they lost a few weeks ago, but I tell you,
they gave
that
Indy
running back, they got a great receiver.
They gave Indy a good beating this week.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see them, give either Seattle or Green Bay a hard time. But if they're going to be on the road at Seattle or at Green Bay, they're not going to win.
No, we'll see. The NFC is much more interesting than the AFC.
I think it's going to come down to, I don't see anybody beating Seattle or Green Bay. I mean, you got Detroit's hot and cold. You got Arizona. They can't score a field goal. I can't imagine Carolina.
How are the Knicks doing?
Oh, here we go.
How they doing?
You put the knife in with the Giants and the Jets.
Yeah.
That was a twist.
A trifecta.
No, you know what?
It's a trifecta,
No, because
baby.
the Celtics aren't doing that very great either.
No. What'd you think of that deal sending Rondo out of Boston?
You know what? I always worry when a team like Dallas, who's playing great, they got great team chemistry, they're looking good, looks to change things up. On paper, you'd think, it's an upgrade, but you never know how someone's going to fit in with an established team.
Yeah, we saw that with Indianapolis last year. Yeah. They ended up screwing up their chemistry.
Right, exactly. How about Detroit? You imagine they owe this guy
$26 million for the
and
next
they just let him go.
I know it. They got to pay him $26 million. Imagine that.
And what sport are we talking about now?
This is Josh Smith.
No, but what sport are we talking
basketball.
about?
Basketball.
This is ADD.
The guy was a malcontent.
That's why Ed Perry, the founder and leader of WATD, can never fire Sweeney. He would never pay him those kind of dollars that are due to him over the next. If you, it's 3 years.
I am the Cutler. Is that the quarterback for Chicago?
Yeah.
I'm the Cutler.
Yeah,
of
he's
WATD.
got the no-cut deal.
Yeah, no
but
cut.
What if Sweeney gets benched and I get called in from the bullpen?
Well, you never know.
I'll tell you something.
Or there could be on a separate night the Phil from New York show. That would be groundbreaking.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. You have
I
the
know.
Phil from New York show in Boston and the Sweeney from Boston show in New York.
Yeah.
You guys have taught me a lot about how to handle yourself with grace and respect and dignity.
Well, you know what? I would say that I will accept that. I don't think Joe has taught you any of that, but I will accept that.
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm hearing this beautiful Irving Berlin song.
Right.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Mike, Can you remain with us?
Mike,
Mike.
this is Phil.
I mean,
what
Phil,
the hell are you
Phil.
calling him Mike
talking
for?
Mike Lynch.
Sweeney, who is he thinking about? He's like his mind is elsewhere.
Well, he's got the ADD.
So I make one mistake. You're Margot, right? You're Margot. Yeah, Margot's on the
Forget
camera.
about Margot.
That's Ryan. See, I'm showing off
Nobody
now.
can see any of these people, Joe.
Yeah.
Listen, does that mean we're
want me
taking
to
a
hold
break?
on?
We're gonna take a little
We're
break.
taking a break.
Stick
We'll be
around
back.
for
Stay
Sweeney
there, Phil.
Malone, WATD 95.9. Welcome back to Sweeney and Malone, 95.9 WATD here, the house that Ed Perry built.
And you know what?
What?
We're being broadcast to the entire Raynham area.
Exactly, yeah, on TV.
Margot, is it Margot?
Yeah.
Does this go out to all of Raynham?
Margot the Magnificent. How about that? All right, we
You
got
know what?
Larry Legend, Margot the Magnificent.
I'm starting to feel like I'm going to choke Phil. I'm going out to all of Raynham.
Phil.
I don't even know what Raynham is.
Neither.
Raynham is a town.
It's a town that had a
Yeah.
dog track, and that's all that anyone knows
It's the
about
gateway to Taunton,
it. Yeah.
so to speak.
Oh, no, I know, Tom. That's down south, right?
Hey, now listen.
Yeah, southeastern Mass.
Phil, were you a Joe Cocker fan?
Oh, I loved him, man.
know,
He had
I know.
a distinctive voice,
Really?
didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, great voice and had a great song list. I mean, you know.
Did he sing "Lady in Red"?
No,
Jesus. You know what?
No.
See, this
Love lifts us up, right? And then you can leave
I'll-
your hat on.
I'll give you a
right?
good song
Yeah,
by him.
yeah.
Ain't it high time we went? Ain't it high time we went? Then, of course, he took the Beatles song,
Yeah.
What Will You Do?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
what?
he went way too early, though, that guy,
70,
huh?
70. He lived hard.
70.
You know? He lived hard.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I saw
yeah,
him.
I know. He was really great voice, huh?
I saw him open up for the Eagles after the Eagles did their Hell Freezes.
Yeah, how was he?
concert. He was unbelievable. He was.
Oh,
great.
didn't he sing Delta Lady? That was
Yeah, he
another
did.
one.
Yeah, he did
But
did
that
a
was
bunch
Leon
of
Russell.
covers.
That was Leon Russell originally, but
Can leave your hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one, man.
Feeling all right, right? He did that.
Yes,
that
he did,
cover,
but
yeah.
all of these
Get
guys.
high with little help from my friends.
You know what?
Right.
You know what?
Ooh, yeah.
Both of you.
High with little help
All right,
from
listen
my
to me.
friends.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Both of you are in the CIA report as far as torture goes.
Yeah.
You and Joe Malone singing to detainees that will spill their guts.
Now you're including one of our guests.
Yes, well, you know what, Joe?
Torturer.
It's awful. It's
Well,
truly awful.
How else do you pay tribute to a great artist
By
who passed
playing,
on?
let them sing.
I see.
Don't you ruin it.
I see.
Now
Wait,
listen.
you say, come on, my voice. I've been told by other people I've got a very nice voice.
Yeah, but they were all strippers and they wanted a big tip. Let's face facts. Let's look at reality. I know I can't
So
sing.
I got an exit question. and you
All right,
can
an
ask
exit question.
Exit
Yes.
question.
Go
okay.
ahead.
So in New York.
Is this for me or Phil?
No, I'm going to ask.
You want me to leave?
No. I'm going to ask Phil.
Go
okay?
ahead.
Phil, if you had to pick
Yes.
one evening in New York, right? Now, leaving out the adult entertainment, so to
Why?
speak, though. Well, because, you know.
All right, go ahead.
So if we come down there,
Okay.
what do we do? We go out to a nice dinner? Is it a
Go to
steakhouse?
a great restaurant on 22nd Street between Park and Lex called Novita. Great Italian food. I was just there the other night. I started out with little pasta with some black truffles on top.
Oh, wow.
I went to the Chilean sea bass.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Wow.
With a nice, I had another.
And then the bill came $1,500.
Yeah.
15, and then we call Uber. We get in my Uber cab.
Very nice. Classy.
We head down to Broadway, and we're going to see Billy Crystal in a one-man show.
Nice.
Okay, then we're done, and we go to an after-show party down at Lolita's.
Wow. We got to get down there.
You know how you know he's a real New Yorker? He says Park and Lex rather than Lexington. He says Lex.
Yeah.
Is that right? That's what would you refer to it as in Boston?
No, we just say Lexington Ave or whatever because we're not from New York.
But anyway, that's what I would have planned for you guys.
So here's my last question.
You just had an exit question.
Last one. I know you are a sports aficionado.
Yes.
Including college basketball.
Yeah.
What is your prediction? Will Kentucky run the table? Will they go undefeated this year? Right.
There is no beating the Wildcats this year.
Wow,
they are dominant. They are undefeatable. They're indefatigable and undefeatable.
All right, he's throwing around vocabulary.
You know my friend Don Gavin?
Yeah.
He's the best college handicapper in the country.
Yeah.
He used to coach, so he knows what one coach will do, another coach will do. And sometimes he'll bet jelly beans.
Yeah.
He said, Kentucky is the greatest defensive team he's seen in 10 years.
They held UCLA to 7 points in the first half the other day.
Imagine.
7 points.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Hey, you know what I was thinking about Kentucky because I went.
And you know that Joe's son plays for Kentucky.
I know. Yeah. I've been hoping Cal would give him a few minutes on those blowouts.
Well, you know, he's had a bump shoulder, so the last few.
I went to the Knick game the other night. I saw this guy Eric Bledsoe played for Kentucky.
Yeah.
With the team with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Did those guys not win a championship?
Let me ask you something.
No, they went right to the finals.
Let me ask you something, because you read the New York papers, right?
Yes, I do.
Has Phil Jackson done an interview or anything?
You know what? No. He's been really behind closed doors.
And what about Michael Jackson? He's
dead.
He's dead. He had the propofol
He's
overdose.
also been very quiet because he's dead.
Did he die?
He died with Elvis, and they were both in a terrible plane crash.
Thank God. Sinatra's 99.
Sinatra's still with us.
Birthday,
yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, it's hard to keep track.
But he's insistent on this triangle offense. It looks like a nightmare.
Well.
What do you think about Phil Jackson? You think he's a good coach, or you think he won
here's what I say. Here's what I say.
Players.
You need 3 stars to win in the NBA, and he's too short. You know, I mean, he's lacking 2 superstars.
I mean, did the Bulls have 3 stars when Michael Jordan played? Not really.
Not
did
really.
They?
Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. But this triangle offense did work in Chicago, and he did a good job in L.A. I think. You know, there's got to be another way because, you know, I mean, like the Celtics, they don't have anybody big stars, and it's all the isolation moves. But I think
was the Boston media, were the Boston fans happy with the Rondo trade?
Well, I know I'm not happy with it. Here, I'm happy because they had to get rid of him anyway. But I think it's a great deal for Dallas. I think the strongest part of his game was dishing it out to Ray Allen or Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett. I think it's a great pickup for Dallas.
Was he a malcontent?
Yes. Yes, he was. And he was the leading rebounder for guards. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He had all kinds of triple-doubles.
Amazing. But here's the thing. Wow, we got all sorts of people calling in. Yeah, come on in. What I'm hearing now is that this is a way in which to really bottom the team out. You know, get rid of them. Now you get a lottery pick this year.
Yeah, I know. But you know what, Joe? Who wants to wait all that time?
But, hey, we got a retired
We got to let you go,
CIA
Phil.
agent.
Okay,
Phil.
love you guys. Let's
Thanks,
stay
buddy.
in touch.
Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And the Patriots.
Phil, and next time you come on, bring something you want to plug or something you want to sell. You know.
I got a nice hair product I might want to sell.
Beautiful. Oh, you should open up a massage parlor.
Oh, come on, will you? We got Glenn on the phone.
All right, here we go. See you, ladies and gentlemen. Phil from New York. Thank you, Phil.
Do you have the secret agent man music? Let's get that going.
Here we go. Ready? Oh, he doesn't have it set up here.
All right, Glenn, are you there?
I am there.
Glenn, good to see you.
Glenn, we apologize that we don't have your signature Johnny Rivers secret agent.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to play it. You know, I play guitar. I play the
Here it is. Here we go.
Stay here. There we go.
There's a man who leads a life of danger.
That's right.
To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger.
Oh, yeah.
Every chance he takes.
That's right.
Another chance he takes. Although he won't live to. All right, listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Cloud, retired CIA.
I just want to say this before we get into the heaviness that is surrounding us. Glenn, I want to tell you one of the great songs, and you too, Joe, if you could pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Johnny Rivers had a great song that is not even on his greatest hits album.
Oh.
Mountain of Love. Do you remember that song?
Of course, that's a great song. How can that not be on his best? I thought I had his greatest hits.
Yeah. All right, please. Not everybody is going to sing. We are ruining this show. This guy is an ex-CIA agent. He's a writer like you.
He's been on CNN like every night.
Am I the only one that's focused in this room?
No, you're right.
All right.
Thank God for that.
Now listen. Before we get to the heavy questions again, I have a technique that I and the International Committee on Torture have defined as torture. Sitting in a room with Joe Malone singing, absolute, complete torture.
Did that show up in that Senate report?
Well, I think you.
I used to play in a band, and I used to play Secret Agent Man. I'll come and play it sometime.
It was prophetic. See, it was prophetic.
All right, so I get in this argument all the time. Here's what I say: the hypothetical. If there's somebody in a building who has somebody in a room who has a knowledge of a bomb going off in a building, I would do anything to save the lives of the people in that building. And it is not that hypothetical, because during the 70s and the 80s in London, when the IRA knew the location of certain bombs, then the Brits went, what you would call torture. So that's my position. Do whatever you have to do to get the information.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, this is, sort
the
of
hypothetical.
The favorite red herring pulled out by Vice President Cheney. And
all right, what is a red herring?
And
no, Glenn, I don't know what a red herring is.
No, a red herring is a false trail, an untrue story, something misleading.
Yes, but what if? But is it that far off base? It
is far off base. Unfortunately, the whole, it's called the ticking time bomb scenario.
Yes.
Which is, just as you described it.
Okay.
So why does it not make sense? Of course, you put sort of in a broad theory, you say, oh my God, if Boston's going to go up in a nuke in 20 minutes, wouldn't you do anything? Well, of course everyone would say yes, and you'd do anything.
Right.
But that assumes that torture will get you the information you want, even if you know. Let's assume also that the person you have, the person that you have has the information. Well, in history, that has almost never happened, that scenario. But even if it did happen, so, you do the whatever. I don't know, you pull his fingernails out or whatever it is that you do to get him to say something, then one of the basic
another
principles
technique
of tradecraft, of professional of skill,
yes,
that you learn as an intelligence officer is that you never believe anything anybody says, even your friends.
All right, wait a minute. So another technique that's been used over the years is the listening to the speeches of Michael Dukakis, if you remember him.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was torture. That was depressing. Because remember they said...
Michael Dukakis is a good friend of mine, and
Mike Dukakis, I'm going to talk about you.
Listening, but I don't accept that character.
By the way, Mike Dukakis is here
Michael
now.
Dukakis, I want to talk about jobs. I want to talk about issues. I'm talking about the railways and the system. And
oh, my God.
Kitty. Real.
Oh, my God.
So, in other words, you will not answer the question.
No, I'm answering the question. You aren't listening to a word I said, apparently.
No, I'm listening, but we always go into this moral kind of...
You have to assume that he has the information. Let's assume that is true. Fair enough.
If it worked, would you do it?
Some measure, and whatever it is, and he gives an answer.
Yes.
You don't simply take that answer and then go running off, because it's most likely going to be wrong. Now, what is more likely? If someone is beating you up, are you going to be cooperative or uncooperative? Are you going to be hostile or agreeable? Obviously, you're going to be more hostile, and you're more likely to not tell the truth than to tell the truth.
Are you kidding?
Even if you tell the truth, you have to, the intelligence officer, in that situation, has to go and try to verify it. The fact is, let's take a concrete case. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was waterboarded 183 times. He did give information. And then my colleagues in the FBI and the CIA and everywhere else went running off to Montana looking for black Muslims who were going to blow up something in Montana, apparently. But there were no black Muslims, and there were no terrorists there, and he just made it up to stop the pain from being inflicted. It doesn't happen, and it doesn't work.
Listen, I've been waterboarded. I find it very refreshing. All right.
Yeah. Well, but
no. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Glenn. I don't want to lose you as a guest, and I'll let you be serious. But
so if I may,
yes,
let me go to the point here. Whatever happened stopped happening when Obama took office. So now this report comes out 8 years in the making, and $40 million later to really.
Well, everyone could have saved. We could have saved $40 million if people had spent $17.99 on my book.
That's right, exactly. But on top of that, What's
the name of the book?
The Interrogator.
All right, let's get the plug in. It's called The Interrogator. You can get it on Amazon, right?
You can. Yes,
and you can get it at Barnes & Noble?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
So should we have released the report, or do we say, look?
Oh, it's important that we release the report. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, in the Spanish-American War and then the Philippine insurrection, we call it, the U.S. court-martialed and sentenced to, I think, life, a number of American soldiers for the war crime of waterboarding. Wow. After World War II, the United States prosecuted dozens of Japanese intelligence officers, convicted them, and hanged some of them for the express war crime of having tortured American soldiers and Allied soldiers. And the war crime specifically was waterboarding. President Reagan pushed for, signed, and then had ratified the Convention Against Torture, which the United States wrote.
So here's my problem with it. You have the country on this entirely different footing post 9/11.
Yes.
And members of the House, members of the Senate, people in the highest level of the Bush administration are aware of this going on. Now you fast forward from 2001 to where we are today, and you have people saying, "Oh my God, I'm shocked that was going on." Do we really believe people on the Intelligence Committee or whatever other committees that were being briefed didn't know that this stuff was going on?
Well, I think the answer is yes. I think there may have only been two members of the committees who may have been briefed, and they would have been the majority and minority chairman, which would have been Nancy Pelosi, and I'm not sure who in the House, who the Republican was.
Why wasn't one of the people involved interviewed? It was nobody interviewed.
That's another thing.
CIA.
But you have 6,300,000 telegrams in real time telling the story. They didn't speak to me. They didn't speak to other people. I don't find this a problem at all. In hindsight, it's less likely that someone's going to say, "Well, we really botched things up." It's more likely that if you read a cable written at the time when someone says, "Gee, we need to revisit this line of questioning because it didn't work," that's actually the fact.
Well, let me give you the point of view of the average American. When you say people botched it up, since 9/11, we have not been attacked. So I'm giving you guys, the CIA, the FBI, credit that no one seems to give them.
Yeah, well, maybe we deserve credit, but maybe we don't, too. 20 cases cited by the Bush administration and by the CIA as triumphs in the war on terror, plots broken up in the U.S., all have been shown not to have actually been real plots, but to have been a combination of lies and misunderstanding. The lies coming from people who had been tortured and then said lies to get the torture.
Glenn Carl's retired CIA agent Kevin Simmons, who's an author and has a question for you.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, Glenn. But wait a minute. Why are you qualified to ask a question?
Good question.
Because I'm writing a book on the CIA. Actually.
Are you really?
My next book. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? You got to talk to our man.
I was going to ask him if he does consulting, but probably doesn't. Glenn, I have a question for you. Again, you obviously know this. I don't claim to be an expert, though I've done some research. What about Osama bin Laden? Wasn't he in fact discovered through the use of, and I'm not an advocate of torture, but wasn't his whereabouts discovered through the use of interrogation and severe torture?
Yeah, well, actually, that's what the Cheney crowd says, and that's actually flat wrong.
Okay.
Wrong. WRONG. The fact is that the information that led to identifying the courier for bin Laden, whom we then tracked, that led us to Abbottabad, that information was provided through classic intelligence collection means, meaning not using torture, but debriefing, questioning sources, piecing together technical intercepts, all this sort of stuff.
By the way,
and
Kevin,
one year prior to the capture and the waterboarding of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who supposedly provided the information and never did.
All right,
so the fact is that torture did not lead to finding Osama bin Laden.
All right, but I'm going to give you an A for your question, Kevin.
Yeah, very good question, Kevin.
But we are talking about two different things. Glenn, what you are focusing on is the effectiveness. And then the other part of the argument is the morality. And as I said, if the information has to be obtained, I would not stop at anything.
Yeah, but Joe, this is Joe talking, right?
That's Steve Sweeney.
Steve, both of you guys have such sterling voices. I can't tell you apart.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's true. You're very hard to distinguish on
All right.
here. In any event, no.
I have a better voice.
Of course, I would do anything to save my daughter or to save Boston or or whatever. Many of our fellow countrymen would have given the greatest sacrifice and would take any step to preserve our loved ones and way of life. Absolutely, but that assumes that the measure is effective, and the fact is, it is not. And more importantly, too, this next point is something always lost, never brought up in this supposed debate. Is you don't base your laws, your training, and your practices, all of your standards, on this theoretical episode that has never occurred in history and might occur one time out of 10 million. What you do is you build and you write your laws, you create your training, and you hold people to standards that cover the 99,999 cases out of 100,000 or more that, in fact, are real life. And then if, the Martians invade, you start.
You know what, Glenn? It's not that far-fetched. If you read Alan Dershowitz, he'll give you examples of this in the Israeli-Palestinian thing. The world is such a dangerous place.
In the last 4 minutes here, let me shift gears. Your thoughts on Cuba?
Oh, I think no. I'm as hostile to Castro as probably more hostile than most people. Castro has this image now of being this avuncular uncle-like guy, and in fact he's a psychopath and a murderer and an assassin and all this sort of stuff. The regime is awful. That said, the way to change the regime and help the Cuban people and bring Cuba into a way of life and government closer to what we think is honorable and livable is by establishing relations. The one thing holding them up is that holding Cuba up isn't that they've been able to lean against us as the bogeyman. Now you take that away, and the whole thing will come crashing down.
I concur. I think once the Pandora's box is open, then Cuban people are going to say, "Oh my God, why have we been going through 50 years of this miserable existence here? When these people come to Cuba, they seem like nice people. They're prosperous.
And then the movie
they're all doomed.
Yeah.
The Cuban regime is doomed.
And then the movie Scarface, people won't watch it as much, right?
Yeah, but also too, that's where Michael. Right, it was betrayed by Alfredo.
That's right.
Yeah, so there ought to be a little.
You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, you love this place. Johnny Ola brought me plenty of times. I can do things, Mike."
The man who got me into the CIA was one of our principal Latin American officers, and he was the one who reported the first that Batista, who was the leader of Cuba before Castro, had fled the country.
Wow.
You know, my only problem, I feel like in the last 4 months, first with the immigration thing and then with this, that Obama's just doing whatever he wants. He doesn't talk about it to the people.
But this one I don't mind. Number one, he can't.
Because you agree with it.
I agree with it, but also, too, he's got to go through Congress for the deeper approvals.
But he doesn't talk about anything. He's just doing stuff. That's my take. It's just like you. He reminds me so much of you.
Thank you very much.
I think of you, Joe, Saddam Hussein, Fidel Castro, Joe Malone.
And don't forget the North Korean cat. Hey, what about the North Korean situation? Huh?
You know they're going to release that movie.
Crazy. I heard, you guys will know more than I think.
Yeah.
I heard some little reference that the North Korean internet network was shut down mysteriously for several hours.
For 9 hours yesterday, yeah.
But I mean, talk
I
about.
wonder where that came from.
Talk about being held hostage. I mean, is it the First Amendment that's free speech, and now we're going to shut it down because we're afraid? But it turns out Sony is going to release the movie, and it's probably going to be great for the box office, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
We got to go. Glenn, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you.
Leader,
thank you.
however bad you might think.
I know, you're right. That was stupid to do that. They should have just had a fictitious.
Yeah, but you can't. The First Amendment is pretty important.
It's a comedy.
Hey,
All
Glenn,
right,
we wish you a happy holiday
Christmas,
season,
Glenn.
and thank you for joining us. You're always very, very informative.
Yes.
And the name of the book is The Interrogator.
The Interrogator.
Go out and pick it up.
Go out and pick it up.
Amen, baby.
It's a beautiful
You guys are the
Christmas
man.
present.
Hey, we love having you, and thanks. And look for Glenn on CNN.
Right. And
He's a
there's
regular
nothing-
contributor.
There's nothing to increase the Christmas spirit like torture talk.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. We're going to be right back with plenty
Steve
more
Nelson
guests. Steve
and
Nelson.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Simmons, author
Yeah.
of a number of books on 95.9 WATD, Sweeney and Malone.
This is Steve Sweeney and Joe Malone and our good friend Kevin Simmons, who just signed a book for my sister Peggy. She loves having authors sign
And by the
books.
way, Kevin, your books are selling great, huh?
Yeah, they actually are, Joe, and I think it's all thanks to my interviews here on WATD.
Listen,
Well, we
Websites
love
are
having
going
you.
great.
We
Websites
love
going
having
great.
you.
Number 6 on Amazon.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Sheesh, God,
And
love
you know, yet he's humble enough to come on this crappy show.
Well, hey,
Don't say
you know,
that. That's
maybe
not-
he'll do a reading for us sometime.
Oh, God,
you
no,
know?
please, you don't want that.
Not on
Yeah.
the radio, though.
No, I know.
Steve Nelson is supposed to be calling in right now. The man from Minnesota, you betcha.
Yeah. Now-
I got a good friend from Minnesota. Her
Yeah.
name is Trish. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless her. Now, I'm going to get this Steve Nelson, and if he does not call in within 2 minutes, I'm going to give out his home number. All right? And by the way, speaking of home, Joe Malone is having a Christmas party tonight, and absolutely everybody
That's about
is
enough.
invited.
That is
Can I
everybody.
invite the whole family's here from West
Yeah,
Coast. Can I invite them all?
everybody. Yeah, well, you can come, but everybody is not invited, Steve. I think somebody gave you the wrong memo there.
Really?
Yeah. Jim Hall says, "My best to Nancy and the kids. You are a powerful example." All right.
Who is?
You sent this to me.
Nancy.
Yeah, Linda.
Your
He
wife's
meant
name
this-
is Linda.
Yeah, well, so what's in a name, right?
Jim Hall's been drinking that eggnog, and we don't want to hear anything more from Jim Hall. Let me tell you something.
But we love Jim Hall. Jim Hall's a great American,
Jim
and we
Hall
love
is-
Margot.
Jim Hall is a disgrace to the uniform.
So
of
I
the
want to
bathrobe,
read just a
yes.
little bit about
don't.
this, all right?
You're not going to do a reading.
No.
You've been
no,
singing.
no,
now you're
no,
doing a reading.
No.
I want the people in Raynham.
Yeah.
And the TV to
Yeah.
watch this. This is a
Well,
red cup.
So
watch as I move it away
No,
from
you can
Joe.
have it. You can have it. Let's get Steve Nelson. Let's.
Well, we're waiting on Steve Nelson.
Why is it, Steve, that whenever you invite a guest
Oh, my
on,
God, I
it's
know.
about 70% of them are either sleeping
I
or
know.
they forget to
I have
call
my
or-
friend Frank Santarelli.
Wait a minute, this could be
a
him.
good comedian.
No.
And he was on The Sopranos and everything.
So
I
can
said-
you call
and he
Steve
stiffed,
now?
he stiffed us.
Wow.
And I said, "Why did you not call?" He said, "I was napping."
Call Nellie now.
I will. I'll call him on the air.
yeah,
And you know what I'm
absolutely.
going to do, Joe?
What?
And this is very
Unlike you.
not recovery like. I'm going to shame him.
Good.
What
yeah,
we call
yeah.
shaming him.
Excellent.
And I need Brian to be available.
Yeah.
Brian, are you ready? I'm calling Steve Nelson on the air.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
This is what you call taking the
Yes.
bull by the
I think
horns.
it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're not happy with Steve
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Yep, Steve Nelson, way up there in Minnesota. Yeah, he's might be out there ice fishing. Oh yeah, you betcha. Yeah, Steve Nelson.
Yeah.
We're waiting on
Yeah,
you.
we turned down Bruce Springsteen, who wanted
Bruce,
to be
I
on
said
this
Bruce,
slot.
yep.
He's not going to be here. I thought that's why I was
No,
here.
because we took.
Steve, call in right now, will you?
Okay, give me the number.
781-837-4900. You're on the air right now, Steve.
Yeah, 781-837-4900.
You call it right now. So
837-4900.
781. You got it? All right. So
Let's see.
So while he's calling
yeah,
in,
yeah.
now I can dump on him. See.
Good.
Oh yeah, he's totally on his heels now.
Let me
he's
just
on his
tell
heels.
you something. Steve Nelson, he's a Hall of Fame
Right,
linebacker.
right. Absolutely, I know.
He was a great hitter and everything. He is so afraid of me.
Yeah,
I know he is. I've heard him say that on radio interviews.
Of
yeah.
course, of
The one man he fears.
Yeah.
Well, where is he now?
No,
Do I
he's
have to
calling.
call
It
him
takes
again?
a little time. He's,
781-837-4900.
By the way, Steve,
You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to call him again.
No, he's calling in. Maybe he forgot the.
Watch out for your
number.
eyes there.
Yeah.
Now listen, I'm not talking to Joe Malone. I'm
Watch.
talking to the
I'm
people
predicting.
in Raynham.
Yeah.
I'm going to call in Steve Nelson again, and I'm going to shame him.
This is totally transparent radio
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
this is
right.
open to everybody.
Yep. We're waiting for
And
him.
meanwhile, I'll
You know what I bet he did? He called 617.
You want to sing something?
No, but I want to say how do
he does
people
not.
go to your website? Where do they
Oh,
find it?
thank you very much,
Yeah.
Joe. It is www.ksymons.com.
So ksimmons.com.
No, not
No,
508.
781.
837-4900.
781-837-4900.
Correct,
Yes.
correct. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that is the voice of
Nelly.
linebacker Nelly Nelson.
Yeah.
Call
And
him
I don't
what we
know.
will, Steve.
He's one of the great admirals, too, Admiral Nelson.
Admiral Nelson.
And Ricky Nelson was his brother.
Ricky Nelson
God
was
rest his
terrific.
soul.
Right. Rest in
Nelson
peace.
Riddle.
Yeah,
Great
Nelson Riddle, yeah.
Your boy, Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra.
yeah, that's right.
So I'm very, he's going to be reprimanded. Is he finally calling in? You know what? I apologize to the TV folks out
Yeah,
there in Raynham.
yeah.
And I know there's 3 of you watching right now.
Oh, hey,
And
don't
one of
you
them,
know?
and I know 2 of you are shut-ins. Because why else would you be watching
No,
this
wait a
crap?
minute. Margot
Why would
comes
you
all the
also
way
do
over
it?
here
Yeah, it really
because
is.
they have a growing audience, and we're proud to be a part of it. And by the way,
Ryan, are you answering the phone or is he on some private phone?
Be patient.
What are you doing? All right, Steve
yeah,
Nelson, are you here?
I'm here.
Steve, you know
How
what?
you guys doing?
You know what? I don't blame you. It's got something to do with what they call the Sweeney jinx, where any guest that he books,
Right.
either they fall asleep,
Yep.
or they drive off the road and can't call, or they get kidnapped. So, you know.
Listen, I'm going to be Belichick with the runner here. Gray, why are you late, Steve Nelson?
Well, I was, being Christmas and everything else, we had a present I was wrapping, and plus I've got a
he's
young one. I had to
wrapping.
get bed
You know
for.
what? Try to tell that to
My bad, I
Belichick.
apologize.
Would Belichick do that? All right, thank you. We're going to accept your apology. And I know that, now, first of all, what are you wearing right now?
Well, I've got on. I'm not matching actually, but I've got my pajamas on. My Patriot.
Another
Everybody's
jammies.
got the jammies.
All right,
on.
listen, Steve, I'm going to do my impression of Minnesota, and you can tell me how bad it is. Oh, yeah, you betcha. We're going to go out there with that ice fishing. Oh, God, that's going to be great. That's going to be terrific. He's up there by evening, wasn't he? What do you think? No?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Now, wait a minute.
You betcha.
Kevin McHale is from where?
Hibbing.
He's from Hibbing.
Bob Dylan is from where?
Hibbing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that?
You know who else?
Who?
Roger Maris was born in Hibbing,
Wow.
and Judy Garland was born in
Holy
Hibbing.
smoke.
Now,
huh?
I have this friend.
And Joe, you'll appreciate this one. Vincent Buglioso.
Wow.
I know
of
who it
course,
is.
yeah.
The Manson killer.
He wrote
Yeah,
the book,
exactly.
yeah. He
Now,
wrote the book.
But
And
listen.
That was the DA. But
I have a-
by
I
the
have a-
way,
let me just-
Gino Capoletti, not from Hibbing, but
right,
he's a
right.
Minnesota
He's
guy.
Keewatin.
That's right.
Now I have this friend.
range.
This friend of mine, Trish. She's from Minnesota, and I said, "Steve Nelson's coming on." She said, "Oh yeah, I know the Nelsons. I don't know which family of Nelsons it is, but I know there's plenty of Nelsons." Let me ask you this,
Hey, I'm
because
glad you're reaching out to Minnesota so much, Steve.
yes. but-
Oh, we got a big listenership
yes.
out there.
Now listen, I'm going to ask you. I know that you're an expert analyst. You're a Hall of Fame, linebacker and all that stuff. But why would a state now? Jesse Ventura has really gone off the deep end now. He's like,
yeah.
I mean, and he was the governor, and then
Right.
Stuart Little, who I worked with as a comedian.
I
What's
know
his name?
Al Franken.
Al Franken. The guy's a freaking comedian. You guys elect them as senators. What is wrong with
right.
you people?
You're right.
What's
well,
wrong with
that's kind of Minnesota madness. I
is.
don't understand it.
I know there's something wrong with that state.
I know, it is a little
Jesse's
weird.
gone off the deep end. He lives in Mexico.
Yeah, it's a
He's-
very liberal state, huh, Steve? By the way, we're also tonight.
Yes, I would say, it's a very liberal state. Very environmental conscious.
Yeah.
That's
A lot
good.
of fishing and hunter. A lot of people who really are more independent. I think.
Now,
I don't know.
my
It's
friend,
pretty-
my
it's a
friend,
pretty democratic state, yes.
my friend Trish claims that there's over 130 lakes in Minnesota. Is that true?
Oh man, that's in probably one county.
All right, yeah.
10,000
Land of
But
10,000
by the
lakes,
way,
right? That's
right,
right.
and the
10,000 lakes.
L.A. Lakers started their franchise in
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Right.
thus the
Minneapolis.
name. Yeah, by the way, Kevin Simmons, the famous
yes, George Mikan.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin Simmons, the author of romantic romantic thrillers, is with us. But he's a 20-year season ticket holder of the Patriots.
More than
that, huh? So what stadium were they playing in when you first?
We were talking to Joe. My first year season tickets, believe it or not, Steve, was when they were in Harvard Stadium.
Wow.
Going back 1971, they beat. Classic story, they beat the Miami Dolphins 27-13 in their first game, and Miami was up and coming. Everybody said they're going to be a valuable team this year. That was the only game they won all year. Wow. They won 1-13.
Was that Mike Holloway was the coach?
No, it was somebody else. I'm trying to think who it was. God,
so what year did you come up, Steve?
I was a rookie in '74.
Okay.
Now, why didn't you ever move back to Minnesota?
Well, I had children who were, had friends, and I think I had much more opportunities here locally than back in Minnesota.
But if you didn't have opportunities, would you move back to Minnesota?
I don't know. There's some things I really miss. Everyone misses home, of course, and just feeling of safety and all that stuff. But I like it out here.
Well, I wish we could say that we liked having you here.
Well, maybe we can work on that.
Actually, Steve Nelson's one of the greatest guys. One of the things I admire about Steve, big NFL guy, and the big time. And then he went back to a little college. Which one was it? Bentley, Steve?
Curry.
Curry.
Yeah, he coached.
And
That's
he
right.
just coaches. That was great. That was beautiful, Steve.
Yeah, you had some great years there, huh?
8 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you enjoy coaching?
I did. I enjoyed it. It's an awful lot of work, and there's things that are going on that I just didn't want to. I just couldn't really put in the effort that it really deserves. So, left. I had a great opportunity. A friend of mine who's a very generous and very good friend. I'm working for his business, so it's been great.
What do you think about having a Final Four in college football? Do you like the idea?
I do. I think it's a start. I played at North Dakota State, Steve, and they're in the finals again of the 1AA tournament, and that's 16 teams. I think it's the fairest of ways to choose a champion. So I like it. I like 4. I think it's a good move, and hopefully it'll move turn to 8 or 16 even.
Steve, you and I are good friends. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So we have to be honest with each other, right?
Always. I think that's the basis of our relationship.
Joe Malone was texting while you were talking. Joe Malone was texting while you were talking.
Yeah, no, I was texting while you were talking because a former teammate of yours, texted me and said, you have Nelly on the air. Do you mind if I call in?
Really?
So hopefully, I can't reveal until this individual calls in.
Is it
so? It's we'll find out if he can. You can't have them both. Okay. Then we'll have him when he calls in. Just tell him we'll have him on afterwards. But anyway, it's Tim Fox.
Tim Fox.
Yeah.
Great.
So let me get down to the nub of the whole thing. What every Patriot fan wants to know is A, can the Pats make it to the Super Bowl, and B, can they win the Super Bowl?
Yes, I think they have as good a shot as anyone as far as getting to the Super Bowl. But I think, my opinion, you really watch teams how they play the last 4 or 5 games going into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden you're a home field advantage, first seed like Seattle. And I think Seattle is by far the best team in the league.
Really?
Wow. Got it all.
Wow.
They can rush the passer. Their secondary hits. They got Russell Wilson who can make plays, and they got a beast, in Lynch. So.
Jeez. Oh, boy.
They're a really good football team.
See, I think Oakland's the best team.
Yeah.
Oakland beat
a
few teams.
On Buffalo,
they beat Buffalo.
Yeah, that's right.
They did.
So we got to worry about, but Seattle might get bumped off along the way, right? If they have to go through Green Bay.
I think if you want to really look at teams that are peaking at the right time, I thought Denver really took a step back. The last 4 or 5 games, they're starting to run the football and they're playing really good defense, and they don't have to rely on Manning so much. And then last night, I think we saw
the start of the real decline of one of the greatest quarterbacks.
Wow, you think that's not just a bad game? That's the decline.
I think Joe, his arm strength is not what it was at one time, and he never really threw a real tight spiral. His balls all kind of fluttered.
Wow.
And I don't know if there's a lot of routes that are eliminated that you have to defend because of his lack of arm strength.
Holy smoke! That's breaking news. We got Nelly. Go ahead, Kevin. Jump in.
Steve, hi. Kevin Simmons.
You do not have permission to use that, though.
We're putting out a release. It's too late. It's gone.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I got a question, Steve. Do you think it's funny? Before the game last night, I was watching with my family.
Yeah.
All they did was talk about Peyton Manning this, Peyton Manning that, and after the game, all they were doing was berating the poor guy. Do you think that there's anything to that rap that he gets, because last night it was raining cats and dogs out there in Cincinnati, that he just can't make it in bad weather, as he didn't here many times?
I believe in that. I believe it. I believe there's a dome mentality where you practice every day. Well, you play half your games in the dome, right. And maybe on the road you play another team in the dome. So you're only playing 7 games outside, and I do think there's teams that have. Every December they're going to be playing outside every weekend, have a different mentality than the guys who can, work out and play in the dome. And I think the greatest example was the Rams teams. They could run up and down. I mean, they could throw a ball. They're a great team. But all of a sudden, it's a little rainy out, and the footing's not perfect, and there's a little breeze in the air, and all these things add up.
I saw Sweeney do a show in the middle of a blizzard, and nobody was laughing. He bombed.
Nothing.
He bombed.
And I kept pushing on.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. So let's forget about the Patriots.
So you're a dome team guy, huh, Steve?
Oh yeah.
I like
he's a fair weather guy.
I like a good indoor venue. Outside of the Patriots, forget about the Patriots. What is your biggest surprise, positively and negatively, this year in the NFL?
My biggest disappointment is New Orleans.
Yeah,
wow.
Geez.
I think the way they lose is real. I mean, and I think it's an awful team. There's some teams that have talent that aren't as good as the rest of the league. They're not as good. But Chicago Bears, they got some talent.
Can I give you my biggest surprise on an optimistic way?
What's that?
This kid, J.J. Watt, the stuff he's done. It's amazing. It's amazing.
The guy for Houston, excuse me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Just incredible.
He's a great story. He wasn't really a highly recruited high school kid and going to college.
I did not
know.
Yeah,
we have to get the research department, Steve, to check that out.
Yeah, no. We have Bob Heidelman, who's got all the facts.
Margo is
Margo
going to do
By the way, you talk about a guy, kind of a late bloomer. Gronkowski, right?
My God.
He had injuries his senior year, but boy, oh boy.
Jeez.
If that guy can stay healthy for a good number of years, he'll rewrite the record books for tight ends, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he'll ever touch Gonzalez.
Really, huh?
But I tell you what, Joe, he's a nightmare.
Oh, jeez.
He was a nightmare.
Wow.
And I played with Russ Francis. Russ was 6'4", 240, and Ben Coates was a great tight end they had here.
All world. Remember Howard used to call him all world.
5'6", but
yeah,
big and can run and they can catch. Oh man!
Now Russ Francis must have had a hard time getting dates, huh?
Russ didn't have any hard time doing that.
Yeah, okay, if we want to go down that road, do you want to go down the road of locker room and naked women and all of that?
Don't
Joe,
do that.
Do you want to go down that road?
Why? To Steve? You invite Steve on the show, and now you're going to start to dredge up.
Well, but Steve was tardy, and Steve has to pay the price.
So, no, there's a better...
Joe, was Russ your favorite player?
Was he my favorite player back during that era? Steve Nelson.
Steve Nelson?
Yeah, Nelly. I'm trying to think. During that era...
But, do you think Nelly was nice to Tony Eason?
You know what? Nelly's a class act.
Hey, Steve, I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
You can use it, by the way.
Thank you.
Say, hey, someone said you look like an owl.
Owl? What?
And an owl.
Yeah.
And then the person goes, who?
Well, that's
You know?
that's kind of like I used to be a coyote, but I'm all right now. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's
both those jokes, as a lamb once said, are bad.
wow.
All right,
what?
see, you've sucked me.
You're a punny guy.
Thank you very much.
That's 2 minutes of radio time.
Yeah. All right, so
Now, listen.
So this whole Nelly thing has been a disaster. He was late.
He was late.
You took him down this terrible
No,
track.
you asked
of
about
talking
Russ
about
Francis.
All right,
Did you play golf with Steve this summer at all?
What's that?
Did you play golf with Steve at all this summer or fall?
No, you know why? Because I don't like people who welch on their bets. So, but
Joe, I share the same disappointment.
Yeah. See,
and I tried, and I mean that guy is so busy.
Yeah, it's busy.
Yeah. Got to book him like 2 months in advance.
Oh, I know it. I know. Hey, speaking of busy, your buddy Joey Voices, has a show coming up at the Venus 2 on January 31st, and he wanted me to convey to you that he's got a couple of seats right up on the front row for him.
I am doing the show
Sweeney,
with
Sweeney
Joey
is
Voices,
doing the show also.
And I regret to inform people there are no guest lists.
The Venus
Everybody's
2.
paying.
January
paying.
31st.
We're doing a door deal. Everybody pays, including you, Joe Malone.
Yeah, and it's open mic night, Nelly. So if you want to get up and tell a few jokes, because hearing that joke about the owl. Hearing that joke about the owl, I think you ought to open up for Sweeney.
Hey.
Steve, are we going to go
That'd be hard. That could be difficult with our, relationship.
I'll tell you, though, I think you're going to agree with me. There's still a lot of football to be played. I think there's going to be some surprises. Teams like Dallas.
How about the Ravens?
How many bowl games are there now?
Bowl games? Jesus.
College bowl games.
I don't know.
137.
And everybody, I've never heard of, they got the Yankee Bowl coming up here in a couple weeks.
Pinstripe Bowl.
He's playing in, and,
And by the way, it's sold out. It's Penn State versus BC, and it's sold out in an instant.
Best one that guy is the Cement Bowl. There is a Cement Bowl.
There is a Cement Bowl?
There is a Cement Bowl.
You know what I think is distasteful, though? There's a Tidy Bowl. I think that's a...
Well, it just shows you, Steve. It just shows.
Everybody gets flushed?
my God.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right, listen, Steve, we're going to let you go. I want to thank you personally for showing up.
Yeah, we want to wish you and your loved ones a Merry Christmas.
And thank you.
And we're going to give you a parting gift,
right.
All right? We're going to give you a watch so that you'll know next time. Because one other time when you called on a cooking show.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, thanks so much, buddy.
I was about 15 minutes, too.
Yeah, I know. They loved you. They want you back. They want you back. Hey, Steve, thanks a million. We appreciate it.
We're going to be back in a minute.
Nice to talk to you.
Sweeney and Malone.
Sweeney and Malone
right
going out to Raynham.
95.9, baby.
Steve Sweeney here with Joe Malone.
Steve, and before
Kevin
it gets
Simmons.
too late in the show,
yes.
I want to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas, and I want to invite Kristen Lanzalotti on the show so we can wish her a Merry Christmas.
Well, wait, let me just finish this thing before we have Kristen. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Thank you.
And I really...
And what about Margot?
And Margot?
And Ryan?
Not so much.
Not
Ryan,
so much.
yes.
Yeah.
I want to thank all of the people that have supported this show for 4 years. This is unbelievable.
It really
show.
is. Oh.
The desperate, depraved nature of anybody that would listen to this crap.
I'm telling
Yes.
you, when I'm out and about,
Yes.
people not only say, I listen to the Sweeney and Malone show, but they'll say, geez, Phil from New York, I get a kick out of that guy. Oh, the
Now,
CIA
why do people
guy.
think that you and I have the same voice? That's what I want to know.
No, I think it's different.
It does. No, I got to tell you, I've said that to you on the phone. It sounds. You guys do. Close your eyes and listen.
Really?
It sounds exactly the same.
Oh,
to
boy.
me, see, your voice doesn't sound. We've talked
All
about
right,
this.
so let's play a little quiz here with Kristen.
You're much better.
Kristen, who is this talking? Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Hi, thank you.
Who do you think is speaking right now? Is it Steve Sweeney or Joe Malone?
Steve Sweeney.
Ah, very good. That proves
You're
the
wrong,
point.
Kristen.
By the way, Lanzalotti, you're one of my people, right?
Well, I married into one of your people.
Oh, okay. You're a social climber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kristen, let me ask you something. Why are you calling today?
I am calling to wish everybody a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all of that. And just to say that the restaurant here at Les Zigomont in Bellari is crazy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's crazy, huh?
Now, Kristen,
Yes,
what is your job there?
I am the pastry chef here.
Oh, my God. I love pastry.
I do, too.
I work for both the restaurants, so I do French and Italian.
Do you like eclairs?
That's not my favorite.
What
but
about
I do make them.
What about cannolis?
Oh, I do love a cannoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how fat are you?
How fat am I?
What a terrible question.
Hopefully not too fat. But,
Well, but
First of all,
I do like to eat sugar.
well, but let me
Well,
back
wait a
up
minute.
and
All right,
say
well,
that the
if
views expressed by Steve Sweeney, ...
What?
You know,
if you worked in pastries, you wouldn't eat all day pastry?
No, I really don't. Usually I want like cereal and grilled
my
cheese.
God.
right? See, she's very, very
But
smart.
I'm
about how
asking
she
you,
eats.
Joe. If you
No,
were,
I would have to taste. Let's say if it was a cannoli,
no,
I'd
you'd
make
eat
sure.
like a pig.
No, I would be.
For those
very
of you who,
disciplined.
but we are looking at the TV here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the camera can see at the Raynham, TV that Joe is morbidly obese, and that's why he's wearing black.
But that's not because of desserts. Desserts
better
aren't a
then?
problem.
Now-
So what would be on the menu, let's say, at Bellari? Not to
At
be
Bellari,
confused with Volati.
We always have tiramisu. That's like a big crowd favorite. Always
Oh, my
have that.
God. That's deadly.
For the fall, we just had apple crisp.
Oh, that's a
Which-
classic.
Now,
That's
Chris-
a classic. It's one of my absolute favorites.
Now
so I put
listen,
that on.
Kristen, not to be rude, but why don't we're giving you a nice plug. Why isn't there food here?
Well, I do know that twice I have sent food there, but I am more than willing to give you as much food as you would like.
Yeah, but why isn't it here? I'm
No,
starving.
remember we got
make
the,
sure that I'm
remember the
here, Steve.
biscotti. You sent some nice biscotti, right?
Yep, biscotti,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I get hungry just. I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
I don't know how old you are, but that movie, Eat, Pray, Love, you know that movie?
Yep.
It's supposed to have this big spiritual message. I
Yep.
left. All I wanted to do was eat because the Italians. She goes to one place, they love pizza. Another place, they love this other food. It's just so sexual and sensual.
It's
and-
beautiful.
Can I throw
Yes.
something? Actually, we Kristen did a fundraiser there back in October for a local, actually a shelter and some other things.
At
Actually-
Bellari?
Yeah, Bellari. Yeah, we did and actually I got to say, I sold a lot of books. It was great. We had a great meal there afterwards. Unbelievable.
I know it's
Oh,
a great
good.
place.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a great place
Oh,
to
good.
eat.
So if I went there, could by chance I get a combination platter of desserts, or would that be asking too much?
It is asking
No, you could
too
definitely
much.
do that.
No,
Right.
no, no.
I would let she gets to the
It's
side.
asking
Steve, why
too
are
much.
why are you bickering? Why are you getting in the middle there? We've struck a deal.
You've
here.
asked too much,
You can
Joe.
have some too. You can have some too.
All right, no
All right. So what would be on the combination? Let's call it an Italian poo-poo platter.
Oh my God!
All right.
That's
So
disgusting.
what would it be? What would it
Well,
be?
it depends. Is there going to be a flame in the center? Because then I would give you some marshmallows and make a s'more, even though that's not Italian.
As a matter of fact,
no. Let's stay.
as a matter of
let's
fact,
stay-
Johnny Mathis will be in the center.
boy.
Let's keep
Sleigh
moving.
bells
Let's
ring.
keep.
Yes.
So no s'mores. Let's keep going. What would be? So we got. You said tiramisu.
Yep. We also, a lot of times for small parties, I do lemon meringue. tart.
Oh, nice. What
Are
else?
you getting hungry now?
Yeah, I am. What else?
We do a pine nut tart, which
Pine nut
sounds
tart,
like it
yeah.
might not be delicious, but it's actually amazing. It's almost like a pecan pie.
Oh my God! Yeah, I had a
Really good.
like a raspberry square today that was
All right.
just fabulous.
Well, this is turning into a cooking show.
Can I ask her a question? Which she went to
but,
I'm sorry.
but let's
Yeah,
back
no,
up
sorry,
here
sorry.
a second. I'm gonna, Steve, you back me up.
Yes.
I say Kevin no longer has to say, "Can I ask a question?" All right, you can just make the designated sign, like you know, you put,
No,
put your
don't
hand
even.
up in
You
the
know
air.
what?
Don't Steve doesn't look like
You
an
know
officer.
what? Just crash
Just
right
jump
in.
right in.
You're
yeah.
the kind of person. He's a writer. He's a thinker.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man.
Renaissance
Go ahead,
man.
jump in.
Kristen, where did you go to school? You've been you go to Cordon Bleu school or whatever that is.
No,
that they-
I actually went to New England Culinary Institute. It's in Montpelier, Vermont.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
NECI.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
see?
Okay.
See? Yeah, and
That's Joe. He knows all that
and you
stuff,
went
man.
there and found out that you really wanted to be a baker, or did you
Well,
also?
I kind of knew ahead of time. When I was in high school, I decided to get a job in the food industry to see if that was something that I actually wanted to do. And I decided that butchering animals and touching raw meat was not for me.
So could you also though cook like dishes that aren't desserts? Could you cook a full meal?
I could, but I don't know if you would really want to have me do that for you.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, listen, Kristen, I don't know what you're doing later, but there's a party at Joe Malone's house. Hey,
I know, I heard that.
now
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
how old are you? Are you in your 20s?
I'm almost 27.
See,
Wow.
when you're that age, you tell people how old
Absolutely.
you are.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm 27.
So what was your
too.
maiden name, Kristen?
Leonard.
Kristen Leonard. Okay. So
Yep.
who do we know, Leonard?
Wait a minute.
Leonard Pith Carnell. That
Yeah,
was Dan Aykroyd in a movie.
Leonard.
You don't come from the town of Easton, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Where are you from, Kristen?
I grew up in Lunenburg.
Oh yeah, the gateway to Fitchburg.
Yeah, I'm like, nobody ever knows where that is.
I know where that is.
You know-
The Padulas. The Padulas lived out there.
I would
Yeah,
think,
Padulas, you're right.
Yeah,
I would
see?
think just growing up in Lunenburg, saying you're from Lunenburg, that would give you some issues. You know, like loony bin, lunatic,
Oh, yeah, you hear it all.
lunatic.
But you know
loony
what?
bin.
Some of the best bakers in the world. George Montilio spent a lot of time in Lunenburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
all I can tell you is this, Kristen. I've been in there. It's a great restaurant.
Yes.
The people there are great. The art is great. And just give us the address, and we'll let you go.
Okay, well, I thought you were going to give me the address for the Christmas party.
Oh, you're off the air. Off the air, Kristen. Off
okay.
the
So
air.
if I show up with desserts, I'll be let in, right?
Yo, definitely. You got to bring a tray, though. You know.
Just
Okay.
Google him, Kristen. Google him. You'll find it.
And then real
Well,
quickly.
let's get the address for the
and
restaurant.
because there's two restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah.
One is at 107 South Street, and
Yep.
the other one is at 129 South Street.
and it's
Beautiful.
easy to find. It's right down from the Blue Diamond.
In the Leather District.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
right in the Leather District, right across from South Station.
Yeah,
Right.
and if you mention Sweeney and Malone, 20% more on the tab.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
For those of you who are into leather,
Yeah.
and are in the Leather District, you're more than welcome. We don't judge.
Drop by. Drop by.
If you've had the whole day, you've been beaten, and
Oh, come on now. Want me to try to try run? Yeah. And Kristen, again,
Yes.
when we go in there, do up, make us feel really at home. All right, send out
Okay.
we love that. We respond beautifully to that.
Oh, good. Well, you'll have
All
to
right.
send me a message and let me know when you're coming in.
And tell what's your husband's first name?
My husband's first name is Craig.
You tell all of the Lanzalotis that I said Buona Natale.
Okay.
All right, that means Merry Christmas in Italian. And
look at that.
Yeah, and enjoy the 7 fishes. And Don Coglione's here, and he also wants to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you so much. Enjoy your holiday.
Hold on, listen to the Don.
I want to thank you for calling into the show. I want to thank you for the tiramisu and also the cannolis. But Kristen, you come here and you want a favor, but yet you don't invite me to your house for coffee to sit down because of my son. My son, the slow Fredo. I don't know. He's a nitwit. I want to slap him, but Kristen, the best to you. I gotta go.
That ends it. That's it. Kristen, we'll see you
Bye,
at
Kristen.
Belade and La Zigamet.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
And on the line now is who, Joe?
On the line now is no one, actually,
No,
right
it's
now.
just someone on the line.
But we're going to make a phone call. We're going to get someone on the line.
Who we call? What about Kevin? Can't we talk
Yeah,
to
sure.
Kevin?
We'll talk to Kevin.
Thank
Kevin.
you, Steve. It's about time.
Yeah,
It's
no,
about
but-
time. He's
Yeah,
paid
I'm
his
just
dues.
saying-
Kevin
Drink
was
up my
what
coffee.
we call a weaver. He weaves in, a very subliminal thing, rite of passage, And
Now,
then
is this
we
book
talk a little
at
bit
Barnes
more.
& Noble? No.
That one actually isn't at Barnes & Noble, and I'll tell you why, honestly, because my publisher and Barnes & Noble have a rather sticky
what I do.
relationship.
Well,
I hold up
But
the
other
books.
bookstores.
Here's what you should do.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you some advice. Tell your publisher to get over it because a lot of us go to bookstores still. We don't get it on Amazon.
I understand.
So
that.
how about this? Look, war hero Eric Montgomery returns from Iraq, hoping to revive his family's Cape Cod marina and marry his childhood sweetheart. It's all local. It's good stuff.
That's great.
When his wife and unborn child die in a tragic auto accident,
God.
Eric's dreams are shattered.
All right.
He spends long months grieving, losing himself to alcohol, isolation, and listening to the Sweeney and Malone show.
Now listen,
So,
can I
yeah.
tell you a story that's similar to that?
Go ahead.
A guy goes through all kinds of travails in his life. Then he returns to the Cape, and he cannot leave the Christmas tree shop.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
stuck.
Especially
Spends
this
the
time of year.
He spends the day after day in the Christmas tree.
And
can you finish?
Go to the website.
Kevin, do you live on the Cape too?
I live in the Cape in the summertime, Steve.
Where do you
I
live?
live in West Ennis on the river over there.
All right, so here's what happened to the Cape, okay? Debbie Downer here.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my aunt had a restaurant on the Cape, and my sisters used to go there, work on the Cape. It was beautiful. Matter of fact, it was in Dennisport. Yeah, it was nice.
What's the name? Do you remember?
I can't remember the name.
That's okay.
But anyway, it was a beautiful thing. Now, to me, the Cape, the Mid-Cape, it's so overdeveloped. I don't get the feeling of being away.
I agree with you.
I like Truro, and I also like some parts of other like the beginning of the Cape,
like
the
Falmouth down in that sort, not downtown Falmouth.
But the beaches in Truro are just stunning. Yeah, they're amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, you know what's a sort of a hidden gem is all southeastern Mass.
Yes.
You know,
Dartmouth, Somerset.
Oh,
that's right.
And Westport. You know, man,
and you can
South Coast they call it.
And from Raynham, that's like a 7-iron.
Yeah, Joe. We're on television and radio.
Yes, that was Siri. That was Siri. I hit the button by accident.
We're on television and radio.
Yeah, multi.
Turn your freaking phone.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's worse than the kids.
You're right. Here's what I do.
You know what? I want to invite all of the people in Raynham to a very special Christmas party tonight. It's at Joe Malone's house.
Yeah. Fortunately, this is taped. So by the time the folks in Raynham, they're gonna get
taped?
Yeah, so this is gonna now. There's gonna be people showing up in my house like next week. You know,
and you and for the friendship home, you and Mike Bellotti are gonna cook.
We're gonna cook. We're gonna auction off.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So Kevin, what do you do besides write?
That's it.
Let's see.
How do you fill your days?
I actually, what do I do with my days?
Have you ever had a job besides writing?
Yeah, I was the president of a manufacturing company.
You were
30 years, yeah.
Now, how would you compare that to writing?
Writing is a lot. Believe it or not, writing's a lot more difficult.
I believe it. I think it's the toughest job in the world.
It also doesn't pay anywhere near as well.
Yeah,
but no.
By the way, he went to school to train in music, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's actually one of the things that it's not autobi, but solo over there is about.
But what was it like being a president of a manufacturing company?
It was difficult. I mean, it was all the things you go through.
It's tough to manage people, isn't it?
It really is.
How many employees did you have?
300 to 400.
300 to 400 employees. So as difficult as writing is, isn't it like a weight off your back to just have your own
Absolutely.
job?
It's nice to be totally your own boss. Absolutely. That's very, very well put. No, I do things. I love to to work. You wouldn't know it, but I love to work out. I also music is the thing. I did a concert a few weeks ago.
What were you manufacturing?
Plumbing products. Again, totally unrelated to that stuff. Altogether.
Now we are losing our manufacturing base here in America.
I will say proudly that when I left my company, it was almost a dozen years ago. Very young, fortunately. I was only 11. It's a joke, obviously.
Yuck, yuck.
Yep. No, when I left my company, we still almost 90% domestically sourced, meaning we bought things 90% in the United States. And we were probably, in terms of ratios and statistics, we were, I would say, probably one of the best manufacturing companies in New England. And we were, at that time, not when we moved down to Braintree. This was back in the 70s. When I left the company, we were probably the largest manufacturing company in the whole South Shore area.
I watch football, or if you watch anything, really. The only thing there are advertisements for these things.
Yeah, no. They get the guy. They get the couple in the bathtub.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
That's what football fans want to see. The Cialis. Is it okay to say that? Yeah,
so I think to myself, what is our products anymore in this country? All I see is phones and automobiles.
I'll tell you what, though. For you doomers and gloomers, what's happening in terms of energy is changing everything, because the cost of energy used to be so expensive that you couldn't compete. Now the cost of energy is coming down, and therefore you can compete. The other thing is, people are finding out by the time you get something manufactured halfway around the world, have it shipped here, and then you got to inventory it and everything. Somebody like New Balance, who manufactures in Massachusetts, they say, we've got we've got our products when we need them.
I like to hear good news.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the show, Stevie. You know that. I'm the voice of optimism. I'm the voice. When you first came here 4 years ago.
No, let me tell you something, Joe.
Stevie.
There's optimism, and then there's stupidity and superficiality.
Yeah. There's rose-colored glasses.
Now, I like when you have optimism and you have facts to back it up. I lived in L.A. and everybody, yeah,
right.
It's so phony.
Yeah,
you know. So I myself, I am optimistic, but I can't. But I don't want to ignore the fact that a lot of professions, a lot of jobs, a lot of industries are no longer existing. Yeah. Gotcha. It's sad. When you see a manufacturer leave a town, look what's happened. You know, Brockton, Lowell, they used to have the shoes, whatever.
Yeah, New Bedford, same thing.
Now, do you think, as a former president of a manufacturing company, do you think, what do you think of Charlie Baker?
I think hopefully he'll be good for the state of Massachusetts. Do you
like the guy?
I don't know enough about.
You don't have an opinion on him.
I think he'll be good for the state. I hate to sound like all these cliche people, but I think it's good to have a Republican governor in a state where you have 250 representatives and 7 of them are Republicans.
Now, do you think Massachusetts is business friendly? Because everybody I talk to say there's too many regulations.
It's funny. It's gone back and forth. I will say probably during the 90s, they started something called the WTF Workforce Training Act, and we were involved with that, where they tried to train a lot of people. They were offering incentives. They were offering tax breaks. They were offering, when you made a capital expenditure, they would offer you an incentive to do that. But I don't think they're doing that anymore. I honestly don't know.
What do you think?
Well, they do some workforce training, but its companies pay into it. In fact, Jamie O'Neill, our buddy, does it.
Do you think Massachusetts is business friendly?
No, we got the 5th highest cost of any of energy of any state in the nation. In addition to that, we're the red tape capital of the world.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And just in general, there's way too much government. Way too much government. But
I think it's
with that said, I'm wondering what happened to Tim Fox.
Oh yeah,
I thought we were going to get Tim Fox on.
That's one of your guys.
What happened to the other guy, Ryan? The entertainment guy. They're both gone. Wow, look at that. All right, well, that's even better here. I didn't mean to... Okay.
No, can I answer one more your question, Steve? Just getting back to what do I do with my... it's funny, between writing and one of the things I've discovered about this, when you start doing this and you sell a book, you think it's nirvana. You think that the publisher's going to do everything. You're going to have a big agent. It isn't true. I find myself probably during the days, I spend a lot of my time on, I hate to say it, social media, beating my chest about my books, what won awards, what's this, what's that, talking to people, Jeannie Flynn, my publicist. We do a lot of events, and it's almost like being in retail in that I think the week before this, I had practically every single night, I had an event. Well, sometimes I was the guy speaking, sometimes I was just attending to network, so you're always out and about. I spent 5 hours over at a farmer's market in my own hometown of Easton last Saturday, and it was great. I had a great time. It was great, but I mean, all those kind of things. So it's an hour to get there, an hour to get back, and 5 hours.
You know what you got to do?
What?
Come on, Sweeney Malone.
I am. That's what helped me.
You know what you got to do? It's like in basketball. You got to play people better than you. So to me, a writer should not be the smartest guy in the room. A writer should be with all these people he can get ideas from.
Absolutely.
And, just suck it
well,
right
Steve, think about it. He's in the room with me, you, and Margot. Right? All right?
Well, I'll tell you, out of the 4 of us, Margot's probably got the best.
I got you. Absolutely.
And we need
Margot's my hero. And
Margot the Magnificent. And we need a...
I agree with you, Steve.
We need a theme song for Margot,
think that's what stimulates a writer, is new ideas and learning.
That's where you get your ideas from.
Yeah. And Goya, who's got an exhibition at the MFA now.
Wow.
You know what he has on his gravestone? I am still learning.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what keeps you young.
I agree with you.
That's mental illness. Well, which what
absolutely,
I have,
yes. That's what's done it for me.
Being crazy, yes.
No, that's what's fun about writing is you continually run. Somebody always says, where do you get your ideas? I also teach. I think I mentioned that at Massasoit, and I said, if you have to ask me that question, you're in the wrong business. You should always have ideas. You should walk down the street and get an idea.
Now, Joe, with all of your life experience, meeting Ronald Reagan, running against Kennedy, being a state treasurer, do you have a book in you?
You know what? It's funny you should say that. That's what I was thinking about the other day. I was executive director of the party when Republican Party when Mike Dukakis was governor. So basically, I was juxtaposition against him. I managed a campaign against Kennedy. I ran against Kennedy. I managed a campaign against John Kerry. So all these figures, who have run for president. Mitt Romney. I remember meeting with him while he was a private citizen and saying, "Have you ever considered, running for office?" So I probably could write a book just with reflections, but also what you learn along the way, because you're in such a fishbowl that you got to learn fast, and I got into the business pretty early, and so maybe someday I'll write one.
I think you'll learn something about yourself if you write a book.
Joe, can I ask you? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not supposed to ask if I can ask a question.
Yeah.
Go. I'm sorry. You got to get something on the line?
We got to actually. I want to get Ron Poster on here.
No, Ron's
so
from the same restaurant.
Yeah. But Ron does the entertainment there. So, Ron, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, great. I hear you got a good show planned for Les Zigomats on, New Year's Eve?
Big show at Les Zigomats on New Year's Eve. Yep.
Wow.
We have the Yoko Miwa Trio playing the early dinner set. And then we have the Nick Ladani Band with Felicia Taylor playing late into the new year.
So how does it work? Are there two seatings, or how do people, get there? You have dinner first and then enjoy the show, or can they just go and see just the show? Explain it.
Well, I think there's about 4 different seatings, actually. There's an early show for people who want to come in, have dinner, and listen to a nice jazz trio, and then go enjoy the city. And then the Nick Ladani Band is more of an R&B band with a singer, and that's more to party into the new year.
So if they want to make reservations, the website is?
winebar129.com, and you can call 617-542-5108.
Thank you so much.
Winebar129. Okay, and the other question I had for you is Elon Trotman. Have you ever heard of Elon?
Sure.
Yeah.
Elon's a good friend of mine.
Wow. So he's playing at my house tonight. So I'll pass on your.
Hey, listen. Let me give you the address.
No. Next question is: someone told me that when I go to the a Bruins game, I might have some interaction with you. How so?
That's correct. I'm the organ player for the Boston Bruins.
All right.
I'm calling you during the first intermission right now.
Wow. Imagine that. He's calling us during the intermission.
You know what? Let me tell you something about this guy, because I heard him play Bach in an amazing organ. It was, where was it? St. Paul's in London?
This guy.
Which guy?
You.
Me? I don't think so.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah,
okay.
Sweeney is off the meds tonight.
All right, Ron, thanks so much.
I got one last. Ron, I got one last question for you.
John Kiley on the organ.
So it's no secret. I'm a pretty good vocalist in my own right.
Right.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you.
Ron, you
bought
don't
right
have
into
to
that.
agree with that.
So maybe some night I get up and sing a song.
Yeah, come on up. Give me a call. Come on, visit.
Beautiful. Are you in Les Zigomats on a regular basis?
I am. My trio plays there on Friday nights.
Oh, we got to come in
down and see us on a Friday night.
Okay,
You'll love it. We have a great atmosphere down there. The restaurant just had some new renovations. We have some new lighting, nice atmosphere. We have a great new chef who just came in.
Okay, Ron, thank you.
Ron, thanks a million.
Thanks a million.
And by the way, Ron, have a
great
Merry Christmas.
And go Bruins.
And
who's winning the game?
You will definitely see us in there.
Okay, Ron, thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ron. Ron Poster from Les Zigomats.
The reason I cut Ron off, I realize I am not doing justice to all these people that are hiring me from New Year's Eve.
Go
ahead. If you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So at 5:30, I'm at Laugh Boston.
Laugh Boston, 5:30 in Boston.
It's a nice early show for all you old timers from Raynham. Then I'm going to Middleborough. Is that the town in southeast Mass?
Yeah, right on Route 44.
Right.
It's on the way to Raynham.
I'm going to the Alley Theater. That show starts at 8. Then I'm going to Norwood at a restaurant called Blue Sky.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I've been there, yeah.
Yes. So Laugh Boston, Alley Theater in Middleborough, and Blue Sky. So these are all the pinnacles of show business, as you know.
Hey, you know what? Hey.
And then I'm going to the Tobin Bridge, and I'm going to jump.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Where's the Alley Theater? I may come over to that show.
It's a nice little theater in the middle of Middleborough.
Middleborough.
I know, middle of Middleborough. And tonight, it's a very big night in the Scituate area. This is the annual Joe Malone party, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But you know
where's your Christmas spirit?
But Steve, I can only hold so many people in the house.
Can only hold 1,000 people.
Yeah. It's sold out. Let me put it.
You know, Joe cooks the sausages.
Wow,
it's a wonderful party, and it's for a very important cause.
But you're not coming, right?
It's for the restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, no. By the way, on that note, though, the outpouring of support throughout this year for Friendship Home, which is the official charity of Sweeney Malone, has been unbelievable. So, yeah, we're going to get you involved,
we have to do a book event. That's what we did at Bellari.
All right, beautiful.
We raised a couple $1,000s. We had.
This is for developmentally disabled folks and their families. So, Steve,
yes,
I want to give you my gift. All right.
Yeah, sure.
And that is. I looked around. I said, I don't want to buy clothing.
Right,
So I've got a check for you for $1,000. All right, it's just a way of my saying Merry Christmas.
Thank you
and Happy New Year.
That's very nice. It's very generous. And you're right. Clothing would have been.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because for the man who has everything.
I think I've overdressed. Ryan, look at Ryan. Stop texting.
Yeah.
I want you to focus on this show. I want you to focus. Yeah. This is what I want. Ryan, get on the mic.
What's up, Steve?
Ryan, I want to wish you. And do you have people in your family?
I have a family.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I do have a family.
What do you have for a family, Ryan?
I have a mom and a dad and three sisters and a brother.
Wow.
Are you the youngest of 5?
I am the second youngest.
Because I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
I want to wish you and your sisters. And you got a brother?
I got a brother.
I got issues with your brother, but
I do too, but it's okay.
All right, the rest of the family, I want to wish them the very Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And on behalf of all of them, Merry Christmas to you.
And you know what, Ryan? Let me tell you something.
Okay.
You've got a future.
Yeah.
I see you 20 years from now in that same...
in the same exact position?
No.
I really appreciate that.
He's getting his degree.
Yes.
He's working here. He's a hard-working kid. Jeez, you know what? He's barely shaving,
though,
and
Ryan,
he's got 3 jobs.
If you and I are friends, if I could just give you some advice, stay with the men's clothes. When you prance around here in women's clothes, it's not me. Other people judge.
All right,
it's when I feel the prettiest.
All right. Wow.
It's when I feel the prettiest.
Okay, now.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much,
what about
Ryan.
Kevin?
You and your
we haven't met before. Merry Christmas, Ryan.
And to all the people who have made the Sweeney and Malone show a success throughout the year.
This is not. This is a disastrous show.
Yeah. And Larry Legend. Larry, come in here, Larry. Grab a microphone.
Larry's on the air here a lot.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you think of Memphis, and you think of Elvis. You think of WATD, you think of Larry.
And
here, use my mic.
Use here, Joe.
I got this. I got a mic.
All right, Larry, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Buon Natale. Feliz Navidad.
Joy Noel.
Yeah, Joy Noel. Very good.
Joy Noel and Bon Année.
Larry, any plans for the holiday?
Yeah, what's your address?
He's good. And to all the people.
Larry, when are you on the air?
You ride over to his house.
10 to 2, Monday through Friday.
10 to 2 every day, this guy
Wow,
works.
I didn't know that.
That's a long shift.
Wow. Well, hey, we all started. He's a kid. We all started out paying our dues, right? Why shouldn't Larry, right?
Who does overnights here?
I don't, we've got
Dave Wolfson.
We got David Wolfson, Kevin Bowles, and Peter Black with the Blues
Merry
program.
Christmas to everybody. I'm hearing the music. That means the show's over.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to all the people in Raynham.
Serious. May Santa Claus be good to you. And
Merry Christmas,
enjoy the season. And remember, the greatest way to enjoy this is not the material things. It's give someone a hug and let them know how much you care about them.
But hug from the waist up, please.
Yeah. Don't do anything that's going to create a, what do you call that when they won't let you near their house? Restraining order.
Right. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Merry
Christmas. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Bye-bye. Joe's
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.